everybody, it's Anna Olson again on day 2 of the 21-day video challenge, where I'm going to be covering the 21 laws of irrefutable laws of leadership by John Maxwell. And this is day 2. I hope you caught day 1 yesterday. We covered the law of the lid, where we really talked about what you need to do to be growing yourself, to raising your leadership lid so that every area of your life can improve. And day 2 is about the law of influence. And what that law basically says is that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And one thing that you'll find about some of these laws and what we're going to be talking about is that a lot of this stuff is pretty simple. It's stuff that we kind of already know, that maybe we've learned in kindergarten about how to treat people and how to play nice together. And some of these things seem really simple, but they're really kind of more difficult to implement. So they're simple concepts and they're not hard to understand. They are more difficult to actually do in real life. So Law 2 says that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. John says that if you think you're leading and nobody's following you, then you're really just taking a walk. And so leadership is really about who is listening, who is following you, who are you influencing. And so there's a lot of things that we think means someone is a leader that are really not so true. And I'm going to go over a couple of those, and then I'm going to go over some of the characteristics of a leader, and then we'll talk about what you can do to start paying more attention to your levels of influence. So the first myth that we think about when we think about leaders is that leaders are managers. And managers technically are in leadership positions, but they're not always leading people. They're managing things. They might be managing processes, procedures, policies, but they're not necessarily influencing and leading people. It might be another myth that they have a position or a title and they're the one that is the leader, when in fact they're really just they really just hold a title. They're not actually having influence. A good example of this that I've seen several times in my career is when I would go into a company or to a department and I'm evaluating the situation for an organizational development assessment or something like that. And when there's an announcement made, or when we're asking questions, or I'm doing a focus group and trying to get a feel for what's going on, I would see everybody look to the left or the right or look at this one certain person, even if the actual boss or manager was in the room. And that always told me who the true leader of the group was. And many times it wasn't actually the person that held the leadership title. So there's the position myth. There's a couple other myths, like the entrepreneur myth. Sometimes just because we know how to start a business doesn't necessarily mean we know how to lead people and inspire people to want to help us run that business and fulfill that vision. And so being an entrepreneur just means that you might have skills in a particular area. It doesn't always mean that you're going to be a good leader or that you can influence other people to help you fulfill your vision. The knowledge myth is another myth that we think about when we think about leaders who possess a lot of knowledge, but they're not able to influence people. You could have, multiple degrees. You could be the smartest person in the room, but if you're not able to get people to come alongside you and help you, influence them to become a team or to accomplish something, then you're probably not really the true leader. And so there's that myth. And I just want to skip down then to the 7 factors that John talks about in the book for the factors that influence leadership. And the first one is character. So when I say a character, I'm talking about things like trust and integrity and honesty, and do you do what you say you're going to do? So the mark of a good leader is somebody who has good character. Another factor is that they can build relationships, that if you want to have influence with people, it's hard to influence people you don't have a relationship with. So building relationships not only across the board from people on your level, but people on the levels above you, people around you, people that follow you, really being able to know people, get to know them. People like to know, like, and trust you before they're going to follow you. And they're not going to care how much you know or how well you can get a job done unless they know that you kind of care about them and that you want to help add value to them. So building relationships is a key factor in being a good leader and developing influence. Now, only having knowledge doesn't make you a good leader, but having knowledge is a sign of a leader because you do need to know what you're talking about before people are going to actually follow you too. You also need to have some intuition, be able to develop some of that emotional intelligence where you can read people, you can look at the timing of a situation and know whether it's a good time or bad time, how to take advantage of opportunities. That gut feeling, good leaders tend to have good gut feelings. They tend to be able to read situations well. They can read energy. They can read the morale of an organization. They kind of have their finger on the pulse. And part of that is because they have those relationships, and part of that is because they have intuition. People want to follow you. You're only going to be able to influence people if you can show that you've got some experience in this, that you kind of know what you're doing, that you've tried this before, and that you've had some past successes in it, and also that you're competent, that you have the ability to actually do what you say that you're going to do. So they want to know all of those things before they're going to really follow you and that you're going to be able to have influence. So those are some of the things that you can look at in yourself and in the leaders that you follow and say, is this somebody that really has influence, or do I have influence? And try to work on developing some of those different characteristics. One of the baseline things that you can ask yourself every day to help you develop that leadership skill and influence with people is, how can I add value to people today? Who am I going to interact with, and how can I help them? That is one of the biggest signs of a leader, is somebody who is always available to serve and help, and who really tries to add value to people. And if that is something that you are not doing and not focused on, I would encourage you to look into that more in your life and how you can start implementing that adding value to people every day concept. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the law of process. So tune in tomorrow. You can also check this out on my blog at annamarieolson.com, and a few other things that I have coming up as far as group programs and upcoming retreat in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hope you have a great day.